Okay, here we have Tanvee Agrawal, who cleared PMP recently, and she's enjoying that happiness in the beach now. Yeah, congratulations, Tanvi. I know it is a big effort, a massive effort. When I say massive effort, yes, there are a lot of certification. PMP takes its own time and energy, and you have your family, you have your professional life. That do a lot of hunter happening last few weeks of time. So she's in United States, and again, it's a big effort she has did recently and cleared it. And she was so consistent on her preparation. She don't hesitate to ask question, what to do here, how to move on, right? That's very important when you go the leadership cadre where you keep on thinking you have to be there only. You have to take a step and ask someone around you. So she did a right job and she cleared here. So once again, wishes from ShriLearning and team, and we'll be so happy to listen to you some of your steps. Of course, you put a big article in LinkedIn where we can read and just follow it. But hearing from you will give more passion to other set of people who are coming up. So here we have Tani.
Yeah. Thank you, Shriram, and hello everyone from different parts of the world. So, as Shriram mentioned, I already have put my action items list in LinkedIn. So basically, I started preparing for PMP at a time when I was not, so I started like thinking about PMP, and in that thought process, I started doing some research, and I just went closer to my goal. So yes, this is the article which is for people who have a very busy schedule, have their own, they find it difficult to steal time from here and there. So so I can talk a little bit about my preparation timing, my strategies, and I recommend people to go through the LinkedIn article. I do not want to waste double time, redundant information on both YouTube and LinkedIn. Everyone's time is precious, and if you value your time, I think you will manage it well and you will clear the PMP much faster. So yeah, for this call, I thought it would be better to address things that I missed to share or I didn't feel like sharing on a platform like LinkedIn. So before this call, I was mentioning to Sriram, like I totally agree to what Parkinson's law say that work expands so as to fill the time for completion. So we all are busy. We will never have enough time, and there will never be a suitable time. So you have to adjust your schedule in a way that you can expand your life and you can accommodate more things. So don't think that you do not have the time or you are too busy with multiple things. And so for me, this certification was not only a certification, it was more of a test of my determination because with PMP, I was not looking for anything to change in my career path immediately. I was working as a project manager and I felt that this certification can validate that I am a skilled project manager. It was not that I was entering the project management profile. And when you take up something as a free will and you do not have a clear goal in front of you, it is very difficult to actively work towards that goal. You know, when your boss is not asking for a status. So yeah, PMP is a test of not only your determination, it is also a test of your time management and discipline. So I thought of the first time I thought of getting PMP certified was somewhere in summer of 2019,
Hmm.
and I spoke to a university. I was a full-time student. I was working full-time at that point of time, and I spoke to a professor who teaches project management, and just to get a feel of what I am getting into and if this is the path for me. So I ended up not doing his course, but because I wanted to do other courses offered by the university and take PMP at my own pace. So and this was the only thing which I did in summer of 2019. By December 2019, which was the Christmas break in the US, I thought that, you know, this is a little bit of dull time, like even your clients might not be active and all of a sudden, like, you know, people go on vacation or something. So I thought maybe it is the starting time, but I was still going to university and I was still going to office. So I looked up for a course at Udemy, which was recommended by a friend, and it was sufficing 35 CDUs. And I was watching the videos on my commute from home to office in the morning, and then office to university in the afternoon, in the evening. But I never pushed myself that, I have to finish this, because I was only keen to do it at a time when my brain could absorb. I would not want to learn anything new when I'm already exhausted. So I took it easy, and I also installed some mobile apps, which was a complete distraction. I recommend not doing it, and because these mobile apps, this is for people who are good at mugging, who don't want to understand, who just want to read, and there was this app. I was watching this, looking at this app which had input output tools and technique, and for every single process, 49%. And I don't even know how they are linked, and I'm like jumping between different processes. So it was a sheer waste.
So
And
Tanvi, sorry to drop stare, one ask. So you said it's for people mugging up. So is it possible to get the PMP certificate if you mug up?
No, that is not possible because there is so much. So, if you're conceptually clear, then you will be able to put yourself in the situation of the question asked, and you will be able to think. But if you mug, you are just looking for the words that you had crammed while you were preparing, and those words might not be even on a single 200, on one, even one of the 200 questions that you are giving in the exam. The Yeah, conceptually it gets clear, and I think your life becomes very easy. So
Hmm.
yes, there are a couple of mobile apps which I had installed, and they used to send me quizzes once a week or something, and I would do it. And PMP is common sense as well. So, and if you have been working for a few years, and if you work in a team, or if you work with a project management, projectized environment, you might be able to get some questions right. But then you will think that, oh, you are good, out of 10 you got 6 right, but well, that doesn't really show anything, because those apps don't explain any of those answers, and you cannot analyze what you're thinking and what actual logic behind those answers are. So stay away from them. They are a distraction. Save your time for doing things which are more fruitful. And then yeah, so in February of this year, I was changing jobs and I had to start a new one. And unfortunately, with COVID, the new company where I had to join had to resign my offer. So all of a sudden, I am out of job and I needed a purpose. So PMP became my purpose. And I was like, if I am able to achieve this certification in this downtime, I will have no regrets whatsoever of this little gap. So and so I had purchased the Udemy course. I had started watching those Udemy courses early this year, and by March I was out of job, so I started giving it more time along with my full-time school going on, and my university had hired me as a research assistant, which is a part-time thing. You work on projects and you are paid for the hourly work. So it also got busy in the month of April, but I learned a big deal. PMP took a back seat in April. So I completed my master's degree and my RA job by 10th May. That is when PMP became my sole focus. So I actually started preparing for PMP as my 50% focus on PMP in May and 50% focus on job search.
How many
So
years you read per day generally?
I read very less. I am not the ideal person to be kept as a benchmark, but my attention span is short. So I would say, on a Monday, I might be very motivated, and I'll be like, I can study 4 hours,
Okay.
3 hours in one stretch. I need a couple of hours break, another 3 hours, then another 2 hours. So I can stretch myself for 8 hours of study on a single day, but such
Wow.
days are very few. And then there are 3, 4 days when I don't study at all. So I just look at the WhatsApp group and solve the questions and feel good about myself. So I am not a very consistent. I have consistent goals, but my days in a week are it is not a line graph that anybody wants to see. So, so yes, after that, like, I would say that do not study with a closed mind, study with an open mind, and yeah, like listen to the people who have passed the test. Don't keep just PM box and material provided to you as your content, as your syllabus. Like, just feel connected to some people who have already cleared it, and so that you I just was watching videos of people who cleared the test so that I know that what is this online proctor format looks like, what is the nature of test, how to best use my 10 minutes, what to eat in that 10 minutes, So like little tips, and nobody tells you that. So yes, and after I was like, as I was doing this Udemy on a very good day in my life, I was searching on LinkedIn when just to see like what recent PMP aspirants have to say or recent PMP achievers have to say, and then I landed on Sriram's profile. So I was very thankful that we came in touch and I got added in that WhatsApp group. So my whole PMP study became a real study. It became a real thing because being in that group engages you. It engages you in a way that you bring the rhythm. Those daily questions, I do not get. I still wouldn't get all the daily questions correct. And those 10 questions, man, there were days when I would get just 3 correct, and there were days. There was just one day when I got all 10 correct. So it doesn't really mean that it is. Something that should worry you, but having those 10 questions as a daily target, everyone is busy. Nobody has the time. But I would say that pull out the time to go through them. So I was just solving those questions and I was not doing much. But I saw in your videos with other people who had cleared the test that you can take notes. They were putting it in an Excel sheet. So I was like, I'm putting my answers on a Word doc. Why not do an Excel sheet so that the data is like accessible and I can scribble some notes as well. So I started, analyzing my daily 10 questions as well.
Do you analyze the question, go and see that why it is wrong, why it is right? Do you get that?
I have. So not to the level of detail that the prepcast answers are explained, but like if there was a question about very easy example like gold plating,
Mm,
or so generally I would get confused between two terms like scope creep or gold plating, or like lessons learned repository, and in one prepcast question they had created a mock sample word like lessons learned something else which doesn't exist. It was a made up word, but when I did the prepcast I got confused. So I would take some notes like A versus B. That I recommend doing that, and even till like 1 week before my final test I had like a list of such word combinations, X
mm,
versus Y, so that I like tracking versus fast track is very like everyone would have known by now what these two
right,
are. But so
right,
such things like in exam you get exhausted. There are 200 questions. You are there for 4 hours, and then many a times you get lost between two options: resource leveling and resource smoothing. So just have some notes about them. So yes. So when I got in touch with Sriram, I had already finished my 35 hours, so I didn't really sign up for the course. But I did really use his support. Like it came to me as my go-to person for everything PMP, and I did ask you a lot of questions. If you remember, I was so confused about filling up my application form because some aspirants told me that they had cleared it, but in my form I had put in out of 36 months I had put in 37 months, and he was like, you would not want to keep it so close, you would want to have at least 48, 49 months so that your application is not speculated, not audited. So, and I wanted to change my application and there was no such option. So here I am creating a new account on PMI and I'm creating a new application form. At the end, they approved my 37-month application form. So yeah, so like that WhatsApp group becomes your health group as well. So, and other than the syllabus, other than everything going on, you have to think about how are you going to give the test, online proctor, going to the center, what computer are you using. But very big learning came one day before the test, which you don't know, Sriram. So I was using a Mac computer for all the preparation.
Okay.
So one day before, and I had tested the computer for network, for webcam, for sound, everything weeks ahead of test. And a day before the test, I was like, they had sent me an email that test your computer, and in that environment, Pearson View test environment, they would send you a sample question. So the sample question was not launching on a Mac computer. I recommend to everyone, do not waste your time with a Mac. If you have access to a Windows computer, use Windows computer. So
Mac is not going well?
no, so I had my test on 12th September. On 11th September, I am not able to launch the sample question. So I reached out for customer support, and then you want to use your day in a most useful way. So I lost more than an hour in all this troubleshooting, and they didn't really figure this out. They gave me a phone number for technical support, which was not really a phone number of Pearson View. So you get frustrated, you get angry, and as soon as I accessed the same environment on a Windows computer, I was good to go, like within minutes. So that is a tip, so yeah, I jumped to my exam day like out of nowhere, but I can continue talking about my big challenge was sitting in one place because since March I was home and I was spoiled. I was not able to sit on a desk for hours, so that became a big challenge with prepcast. So I would change rooms, I would change sitting positions, but you cannot do that on the final day. So make it a habit and use. And then my eyes were hurting when I would stare in the screen with those prepcast, very fine print text, So the prepcast questions are very fine fonts. So you would want to have a better screen brightness, etc. Like keep your environment suitable so that you can focus more on the test and rather than worry about headache or eye strain, etc. So mock tests are the most critical piece of this whole test. Prepcast as recommended by you and so I got to share with somebody else, so my cost was shared. People can reach out to other folks and see if that can happen. And prepcast, I think, was 50% of my preparation because I had prepared everything on my own, So all the analysis of questions, I took some time and I had very rookie level questions, even though I thought that I have prepared so much, but when I was making mistakes in prep class, I was like, oh, this is so silly. So prep class can be a game changer. Highly recommend doing it. Save some time to analyze it. And I would only say that the format, the length of question, the difficulty level of options is very similar to the PMI's mock test. So in PMI, every time, like as soon as we create our account, we have access to one mock test of 200 questions. So that is great. That is amazing. And but the only negative side of it is like as soon as you check mark your answer and submit it, they tell you it is correct or incorrect. So it can bother you if you are doing many questions incorrect in a row. But if you are prepared that you are not going to be affected by it, please make sure that you are doing that questions at least twice if you got the first time very bad. Yeah. And after that, I would say like value your time, and if you are valuing your time, you will have all the strategies in place to wrap up the test faster, to do the preparation faster, and not re like when I first started, like I got access to PM Box, I could get stuck on the page for more than 30 minutes and understand nothing. So because it is dry and I didn't know what I was getting into. But there are so many formats and your sessions are so interactive and conceptually clarifying that I think that people will not face the kind of issues I was facing as I was self-learning. And the challenge which came to me was, my test date. And I was ready to give the test by end of August because my new job was starting on 1st September. So I didn't get a date by end of August, and you gave a very good suggestion that I should not spoil my test by just rushing up for a couple of days. So I took the date of 12th September, which I think worked out well for me. It
Mm.
gave me 2 weeks to adjust in the new schedule, and if I would have delayed it any further, I might have never given the test. So yeah,
You
other
have to
than
go in
that,
the flow. You have to go in the flow, right? You shouldn't stop somewhere.
yeah, and I think, like, though I continue to bother you, all your voice snippets on WhatsApp, they were helping me with the momentum, and you were the push needed because, see, you are a PMP coach. You have dealt with more than 100 students like me. So you know what we go through, and you are like you have a degree in psychology. So I hope that that also plays a role in this whole thing. But I think, like, if you have made up your mind, this test is worth your time and investment. And I'm proud. I have been congratulated so many times in my office already, and they didn't. So it was not a requirement from the job, but it opens up avenues. And my LinkedIn post has reached, like, I have 150 likes, which I was not expecting. Again, not that I am like marketing it, but it is something that I would want the many aspirants like me to know that what is that you need to do for this test.
Right.
And yeah, and reach out to Sriram for study plan, and he will tell you what you need to revise for the last 2 weeks. And can't stress enough, prepcast 6 and 7, PMI's mock test, very important. I think 50% of my preparation was from these places.
Mm.
And I think that's all that summarizes my unique findings. Like,
Right.
other than that, everyone has captured so much in their individual success story interviews, and I watched every single interview. And then I was like, well, here I in the second last week of August, I stopped watching them because I had mentally prepared myself that I'm ready to give the test, and I was getting distracted by the videos. So I was like, no more success story videos. Yes. But I
So
have watched all of them in June and July.
now your videos come out.
That other people will tell. Yes, but
Right. Right.
people I recommend, yeah, like I was very blessed that I came in touch with you. I can't thank Rahul. You heard questions from the exam side. Rahul gets questions from FAQ side, so Rahul was contacted few times as well. So I'm very thankful to both of you and whole ShriLearning team. I love the format, and I would be happy to help any student who
Sure.
need any,
Sure.
yeah, suggestion,
Great.
guidance.
Great. Now, first of all, this is a great help, right? We came up and to give some tips of whole journey. And also, we like the article, what you've written there. It gives every step. Even though we write as in steps, people sometimes want to see the video or audio, which gets them more motivated. We have become a
I
video
love
people
that.
last few time, months or years. Earlier we used to read a lot. Nowadays we listen video more. You want to
Yeah.
see and hear, right?
Yeah, you can now create your podcast channel. People who are commuting and cannot watch the video on YouTube, they can just listen.
Yeah, that's happening. That's happening. Great. I know the PMP is not the only thing at life. It could be a great start. 2020 can be a turning year for you because it shows and gives a self-confidence. Yes, I can achieve something on my own, right?
Yes.
In college, we have our parents supported, schools parents supported. Now it is on our own support. You step in yourself, you put your money, you put your time, and you show a certificate. Many ask the question, is this PMP so big? Do we need to really think about it? I just tell them that, yeah, PMP is big. At the age of 30 and 40, when you come out of your academics and you take time out of your personal professional life and you certify, it gives a motivation that, hey, I can do something, right? Now, this gives an energy to do something more in 2020, 2021. When you look back after 5 years, this could be the first step which you took over to come to the level
Hope
of,
so.
right? Yeah, you become a director, a CEO of a company. That time you'll tell that, you know what, 2020 is a beautiful year, right?
That is what, like, when I look back at 2020, not one single person has been unaffected, right?
Yeah,
So, how you made the most of what was given to you is like, something that
right.
one can think of. And I don't know, but when 2009 recession happened, many big companies came up. So, you shine out of your challenges. As individuals, we can do PMP. As companies, as great thinkers or entrepreneurs, people can come up with companies. And so this is just the starting point. And yeah, so be be in the surrounding of like-minded people who can help you achieve it.
Right.
And family comes as a big push. And so and there will never be enough time. So just pull out. Like it's about what our priorities are, and yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
that
Right.
is what.
I think you stressed it very well. Time won't be there. You have to pull out. I think I heard couple of times in this session. It's really good because having a family and a professional, it's not easy. So good job. You did a great work. Now you come to the top 2% cream layer where people say that, yes, I can achieve, and you did it.
Yes,
Yeah, good wishes. Let this success continue and let all the
yes.
coming years be great for you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
here and spending time with us. Yeah,
No, I have been fortunate. I can't say this like enough times, and I only wish the best for Sri Learning, and
thanks.
I'll be available for anything I can do. Yeah.
I appreciate your support, Tanvi. Thanks a lot and enjoy your beach time. It looks very beautiful.
Yes, this is a reflection of what my state of mind is, guys. Once you are done with PMP, you are vacationing at a beach. Okay, thank you and enjoy this journey. And I would only say that PMP is not just a certification, it is a reflection of your determination, your grit. And that is why these tests are so lengthy, that they challenge your thinking ability. So if you cleared your test, you completed all the answers, it also shows that you can keep your brain sharp for 4 continuous hours. So it's not just the above target result, it is psychological as well.
Perfect. You rocked it.
Okay, thank you everyone.